I'm 78 years old, and the worst mistake of my life looked like nothing at all. It lasted maybe 5 seconds. That's all it took, 5 seconds, to create something I've been living with for years. I was standing at the door, keys in my hand, phone in the other, already thinking about where I needed to be next, already halfway gone, before I had even left. She was right there, close enough to touch, close enough to notice. She said something to me. I don't remember what it was. I've tried, God knows I've tried to go back and hear it again, but I can't. Have you ever noticed the most important words in your life are often the ones you never really hear? That part is gone. All I remember is what I did next. I leaned in, gave her a quick hug, one arm, half there, the kind of hug you give when your body is present, but your mind is already somewhere else. And then I let go, before she did, and I walked out. Just like that, no pause, no second look, no feeling that this moment mattered more than any other. Because in my mind, there would be another time, another hug, another ordinary afternoon. There wasn't. That was the last time I ever touched her. I thought it was just another goodbye, but it was the only one that actually mattered. And I had no idea. I wasn't just walking out the door, I was walking out of her life. That's the thing about endings. They don't announce themselves. They don't feel heavy when they happen. They don't slow you down. They don't whisper, "Pay attention, this is the last one." No, they feel like routine, like something you've done 1,000 times before, something you assume you'll do again. That's what makes them dangerous. I've gone back to that moment more times than I can count. Not because I want to remember it, but because I can't escape it. I try to slow it down in my head, frame by frame, like if I look closely enough, I'll find something I missed, something that tells me I knew, something that proves I felt it, but I didn't. It was quick, careless, over before I even realized it had begun. I wasn't a bad man, at least I didn't think I was. I worked hard, I provided, I showed up. That's what I told myself. That's what I believed mattered. In my 20s, I was building something. I remember when we first moved into that house. It wasn't much. Bare walls, old furniture, a kitchen that barely worked. But she was happy. She would stand there, smiling at things that didn't even matter yet, like she could already see a life I was too busy to notice. Back then, I thought I was building our future. I didn't realize she was already living in it. In my 30s, I was securing it. In my 40s and 50s, I kept telling myself, soon things will slow down. Soon I'll have more time. Soon I'll be more present. But soon never came. Or maybe it did. And I just kept choosing everything else over it. Because distraction is easy. Presence is hard. Real presence. The kind where you actually stop, look at someone, listen to them, feel them there with you. That kind of presence I didn't give her enough of. And she noticed, even when she didn't say a word. She noticed. There was a night. She was telling me something important. I could tell from her voice. But my phone lit up. Just once. That's all it took. I looked down, just for a second. When I looked back up, she had already stopped talking. And I didn't ask her to continue. I just let it go. I remember the small things now. The things I ignored back then. The way she used to wait until I finished eating before she started talking, like she didn't want to interrupt whatever was more important in my head. The way she would pause mid-sentence when she realized I wasn't really listening. She wouldn't argue, she wouldn't complain, she would just stop and finish her thoughts quietly to herself. There was one evening I can't forget. She had set the table, candles, the good plates, flowers I didn't even notice she bought. Everything was there. Everything was waiting. I sat down, ate, checked my phone. Once, twice, maybe more. She didn't say anything. She just watched me. And then she got up, started clearing the table before I had even finished. I didn't stop her. I didn't ask why. I didn't even look up properly. I just let the moment pass, like it didn't matter. That night I thought everything was normal. But looking back now, that wasn't routine. That was distance, and I sat there, thinking it was just another night, not realizing She had already started letting go, like there would always be another one. That's how it happens. Not with one big mistake, but with 1,000 small ones. Small enough to ignore, small enough to justify, until one day, they're not small anymore. They're everything. At some point, we stop laughing the way we used to. Not all at once, just less. The conversations got shorter, the silences got longer, and somehow, we both learned how to live around that silence instead of fixing it. The truth is, a relationship doesn't break in a single moment. It slowly goes quiet. She got sick quietly, the way she did most things, without making a fuss, without asking for too much. I sat beside her hospital bed, held her hand, and for the first time in years, I was fully there. No phone, no distraction, no rush, just there. And all I could think was, this is what I should have been doing all along. I held her hand tighter than I ever had before, as if somehow I could make up for all the times I wasn't there. She looked at me, the way she used to years ago, back when I was still everything to her. Not just the man who was always too busy, not angry, not hurt, just soft. She forgave me. But the truth is, I still haven't forgiven myself. That smile broke something in me, because in that moment, I realized love had been there the whole time. I just wasn't, and she gave it to me anyway. After she was gone, the house stayed the same. Her cup was still there, her book still open, her side of the bed untouched, but something else disappeared. Something I didn't even realize I depended on. The feeling of being waited for. She was always there, always. Sometimes I still catch myself turning to say something to her. Small things, pointless things. And then I remember, there's no one there to hear it anymore. That's when it hits the hardest. Not the big moments, but the quiet ones that used to belong to us. And I walked through all of that, like it was permanent, like it didn't need my attention to survive. I was wrong. Now I stop at that door sometimes. The same door, the same place where she stood. And I try to give that moment what I didn't give it then. To stay longer, to feel it, to hold on. But memory doesn't work like that. It doesn't change. It just shows you exactly what you did. Quick, careless, gone. When, if you're listening to me, I'm not here to give you advice. I don't have it all figured out. I'm 78 and I'm still trying to understand how I missed so much. But I know this, the things you think are urgent right now won't stay with you. The calls, the deadlines, the distractions, they disappear. But the moments you ignore, those stay. They don't leave. They wait for you. Years later, in silence. So if there's someone in your life right now, someone who waits for you, someone who reaches for you, even when you're distracted, don't rush it. Just stay a little longer, hold on a few seconds more, because you won't know which moment is the last one. Life doesn't warn you, it just stops giving you another chance. I didn't, and now I would give anything, to go back to that door and not be the first one to let go.